You came here for the best advice on how to exploit the Dynasty market this offseason. This is going to be a banger of a video. Please smash the like and subscribe button. It helps us out as a small channel. Appreciate every single one of y'all, man. This is going to be great. We're going to be going through a lot of names in this video, giving you the market sense on their value, how to exploit the value in your league. To win Dynasty, don't even cover the name up. Drake London, I don't see a name. I don't see an image. I see a number in terms of value points. Drake London's value is 1,000 points. Jalen Hurts' value is 990 points. You always want to capitalize on the value and snowball that with every player on your team until your team is the most valuable. Value points in Dynasty factor in not just the production, it factors in age. With that in mind, look at Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey just had a heck of a season. That's an understatement for sure. RB1. 26 points per game. The king strikes again. Why is Christian McCaffrey ranked as 55? Because he's old. He's 30 years old, turning 30. He has the injury history. So his value is low compared to his production. There's also going to be guys that have lower production, but they're younger. So those guys also, in turn, have higher value than what they're actually been producing for your fantasy roster. Capitalizing on these value imbalances are where you can make your team win or lose championships. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So if you are a rebuilding team, target players that are young that have volatility. That's the main strategy for how to rebuild and get out of a hole. If you're rebuilding, you're probably going to want to look at some of these guys towards the bottom of the rankings. Think of it as a flower. Once they're bloomed, you're going to have to pay the price to go get that flower. Whereas if you just have a bud, nothing's blossomed yet, you can pay a cheaper price. And when that flower blossoms, when their value goes up, bam, you paid less value for more value. Think of Woody Marks. In 2025, Woody Marks was a third-round running back. A third-round pick. If I was to put picks up on this board right here, which we can, let's start scrolling. What's a third-round pick actually worth? A third-round pick is worth, around this E tier, F tier, around 180, 190 in value. You can just look at the numbers as value for now. Really, the value doesn't scale like that. But 190th ranked. Woody Marks was a third-round pick in 2025. Bam, he's now ranked number 100 in terms of most valuable Dynasty asset. That is something that returned value. In my league specifically, in Dynasty, I traded to get a third-round pick to get Woody Marks on my team. It might have even been a fourth-round pick. I don't even remember when I took this guy, but I do know that there's cases like this every season. That's just one example of how your value points on your team can accumulate. And I'm going to be honest, this is how you have to think as a Dynasty manager in terms of the market. Woody Marks sucks. I'm happy that I gained value for my squad. With that said, look at the efficiency here. He's still on my team. Woody Marks, the GOAT. P3 this year. Contending team. P3. Money back. Run it back next year. Woody Marks, 10 points per game. Touchdown rate, very low. Receiving usage, very underwhelming compared to the college hype in terms of his receiving skill set. He's 25 years old as well. Mixon, is he coming back next year? What are the Texans doing at running back? Do they go to the draft? So this is somebody where he might, listen, just because he gained value. So right now, his value is higher than what it was at draft time. Now is where I start thinking, okay, let me snowball that value. He gained value on my team, but value is only as good as what I make it, what I turn it into. Rondé Gatson, if I can turn Woody Marks into a Rondé Gatson, here's somebody 3 years younger, 23 years old, attached to Justin Herbert. Sure, it's a crowded receiver room. Gatson showed flashes. I think Gatson has a higher chance of being a higher star tier player than Woody Marks does. So, Woody Marks, I don't really see a world where he jumps up to 70th overall in these ranks. But Gatson, I could see Gatson climb up right here to where Harold Fannin, to where Colson Loveland actually are as well. So that is the main way to snowball the value assets. Another important tip if you're reloading is only reload 1 to 2 year reload. If you're rebuilding and it's taking you more than 1 or 2 seasons to get in the top 6, not just top 6, top 4, you're doing it wrong. So go watch the rebuild videos on the channel. Do not hoard player picks. Don't do it. I see this a lot. If you have 3 or 4 first-round picks in a year as a rebuilder, terrible strategy, man. make those picks gain value for you now. You can see if you can trade a late first. This 107, there's a big cliff drop at the 106 in my eyes. Top 6 picks, decent value. Top 4 specifically are good value. Top 6, okay. The 7th pick, if you can go get a guy like Harvey, Fannin, Devontae, those are picks, those are players that you know will produce. The 107, Denzel Boston, Jonah Coleman, you don't know for sure if those guys will be fantasy valuable assets, especially early next year. They might have a couple of years to develop and things could turn around. If you're having a hard time trading in your league, this is a big one. You can't play the market if your league mates don't want to. If you're having a hard time trading, set your players' nicknames as the value you want to assign to them in terms of picks. If I had Brian Thomas Jr. on my roster, or if let's just say you're an angry Brian Thomas Jr. holder. You're not watching the videos. You don't know that BTJ is going to bounce back. He will. He's a great buy target for a late first round pick. But let's say you had BTJ, you want to move him, and you want to move him for a late first. Don't do this, but you would go in there and you would add his nickname on Sleeper as late first. Bam. If I'm in that league, now you can specifically target. Somebody knows, all right, if I want this player, I just send him a late first, and that's where the offer, the trade starts rolling, right? Makes things a heck of a lot easier, makes it a lot more approachable. And a lot of times it comes down to quantity, not necessarily quality, but quantity. If your league mates aren't active, you might have to hit them in the DMs, in the text, in real life, or you just send them 30 offers. Send 3 offers to every single person in your league. See who's looking and acknowledging the presence of the offer. You can see who read the trade offer in the chat on Sleeper, and that's really how you'll know who to target. You'll see if you can get any traction, patience, and attacking the market at the right time. Your league might not be active during the offseason. They might be active during the rookie draft when they have to be on there replenishing their roster. So a lot of trades happen during the rookie draft, even in inactive leagues, or the start of the season. That's also another good time. Even the combine, the NFL draft, those are good times to potentially see your league mates active as well. I hope this helped you understand how the Dynasty market value actually works. Hopefully it was a good example there with Woody Marks turning that into the snowball effect. Comment down below any trade questions. I'm here to help you boys out. I'll see you in the next one.